Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Now, today we're getting on to the hemline of the tunic on our Viking. Oh, hey Brian, how you doing? Um, Now there's a wee bit of funkiness to the hemline, in as much as there's a runic pattern that we need to try and establish. And I've gotten some work done on this, obviously a while ago. I'm not quite sure what I've done. Closer inspection, I might just move that a little closer, will reveal all. Yeah, that's the nuts and the bolts. Alrighty, let's get into posi. We all know the drill, peeps. Now, round we come. Pop you there for the time being. In we come. Now, what we're going to be working on, I'll give you a close up. Actually, I'll have a close look myself, and then because at least then I know what I'm going to be showing you. I might just move that slightly up there, perhaps. I'm not too bad. I've actually managed to get a few decent sleeps in, a couple of sleeps in. Who would have thunk it? I've actually managed to achieve sleep. So this is good stuff, you know. Now, what have I done here? Okay, what I've done by the God, some of that's woeful, Rob. Never mind, we can work this out. It's more of a repetitive pattern though, so it's pretty straightforward. Okay, and so we go there. So bang, zip, zip, bang, zip, zip. All right. I'll give you a close up as to what we're working on. Then we are going to need to do a bit more white. What we have here is, okay, you can see the pattern. I've got white on quite a bit of that, but most of that actually needs to be blue. So what we're going to do, well, that's okay, because it's basically just a one line triangle all the way across. So long as I am cautious, we can achieve this objective, people. Yes, we can. Now, things we're also going to need, I'm going to take my goggles off for a moment. But yeah, my leg's getting better, as in terms of the reaction to the whatever they gave me. That was the one I wanted. That's the one that I want. This is the blue that I want for the base around on which the runes will go. Und Valles. But yeah, they're starting to look a lot nicer. Guys. So yeah, they're still pretty savage. And on the whole, do rate as one of the yuckiest things I've had on my person. As you go through your life, you know, you get things that are just, you experience and they're yuck. And they're on your person. This is one of mine. Okay. But thank you for asking, mate. I do appreciate it. Trust me. We all know how it rolls when you're feeling a bit seedy, to say the least. Those little inquiries do help you get along. You know what I mean? Now, white, blanco. Now, what we're gonna do? Tell you, I've mentioned it on another stream on one occasion, because where I'm sitting right now, It's okay. I'm not quite sure what the temperature is outside because what it's saying on my computer is temps to drop next Tuesday. I don't give a fuck about next Tuesday. What is it now? It's cold. That's the bottom line. We're in the coldest part of the day, and I've got the aircon on, and I am in the direct line of fire. You tell me how much better that gets. Toasty. And one thing I'm going to do very quickly is we'll use this one. I'm just gonna, this black lid is the reason why I didn't realize this was actually white. So we're going to do our color coding thing. So the next one I'm going to go, hey, that's actually white, not black. Some other color, regardless. Alrighty, that's that done. All right. Something I've been speculating about how I'm going to do with regards to this figure is I would rather like at some stage, once I've got the sword in his hand and all that sort of caper going on, to put blood splatter on. Now, as to how to do that on the sword and indeed his person is something I'm going to have to do a bit of research on. Because if he's cut somebody, he's going to have blood on him. I can tell you that right now. Now, if I'm going to be working here, alright, that's probably a good spot. Now, got a mouthful of coffee. Goggles. Now, yes. So what I'm going to try and do is be a little precise. I'm going to go just one way first. Just the vertical lines is the idea. We do yeah, this is going to be a bit tricksy. But that's okay. Now, because of the angle, I'm probably going to have to do part of that sleeve later. That's okay, I can deal with that. There's a whole stack of other things we've got to work on anyway. So, yeah. But what I've done thus far on that, the idea is okay, there's the vertical ones. Now I'm going to do one down. Basically, I was going to slowly create a triangle, hopefully. That's the theory. bit tricksy, guys, to tell you. However, should look quite cool when it's done, hopefully. I'm going to freshen the brush up already. This is one of those areas where you need to be fairly astute. I don't know if astute's the wrong word. Aware, focused, and on the fact that your brush is going to be doing a lot of very delicate work. Therefore, you are going to need to keep him fresh and pristine as far as possible. Sort of. Alrighty. Step 2. So, yeah. Actually, that's coming along. And now we do just another line. Now, then we do the other arm. Then we're going to try and add a bit of blue. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Now, give me a moment. Freshen brush. Oops. Back to it. Yeah, one come up that way. Sort of. It's not as exact as I would like it. And at that point, I'm going to invoke one of the great rules that I have learned through modeling. Feel free to accept that perfection is rare and unlikely to occur. Now, so as far as the white part of this pattern goes, now bear in mind some of that's going to be tidied up and I'll put the blue in. Anyway, this arm. Now, what sort of an angle we got here? Geez, that's shitful. Why don't we do that? Why didn't I do that with the other one? Dumbass. Well, we still can. We'll do that after we've done this one, shall we? Now. Not quite getting the light on it that I want. Here we go. Okay, that's tight. I know we're still going to have that problem under here. There's always going to be a point to which I think I'm just going to have to do 2 rounds, get one done to a point, and then I forgot to. You can see what I'm doing there actually right now. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to do an entire sleeve in one go just because of the angle factor. Oops. Oh, that's okay. We'll leave it there. All right, dear, oh dear. I'll zoom that out a bit. Now, so coming up. Freshen brush. Might change brush even. Just because, yeah, when you're doing this sort of work, it gets that way. In fact, I am going to change my brush. Executive decision made. We'll go with this one. Yeah. Rubbing. A bit of messiness happened there. Not happy. Yeah, these are way finer than the other ones. Yeah, I know what I'll do there. That's okay. All right. Wow. Now, the other way. Dearie, dearie me. Oh, hey, Bassman, how you doing? All right, we're going to do some blue. Not entirely happy with how I'm doing these, to be honest. But let's see how we go once the blue comes into play. Now, this is the, I guess the other colour that goes on the hem. Let's see how it comes up. This is going to be a little tricksy. It's going to be very tricksy, to be honest. You Cammy. Yeah, you. Yes, you saw. Now, yeah, it's a good colour for the occasion. Goggles. Yeah, okay, now, here we go. Do the middle first, best we can. This is going to take a while, I can tell. But, as I always say, if spending time on detail is a problem for you, then scale modelling is probably not for you. Now, wow, yeah, this is going to be, we'll do there. There we go. And there. There's, actually, you know what, guys? I'm noticing something here that's going to really make my life a lot easier if I address it. Give me a moment. Where are... Oh, of course they are. I'm looking for my sprue cutters. And yes. Ha-ha. What I'm finding is that this is getting... In fact, I'll even show you. You can see it's quite... It's not as sturdy as that, and it's getting progressively looser the more I handle it. Funny that. So what we're going to do is just trim that off straight away. I mean, really now. Let's do this the easy way, shall we? I'm a fan. Now, So I was coming from that angle, okay. While I'm here. I'm going to take it back to there. Then I'm going to, yeah, this is because of the various crevices, even, for want of a better choice of words. There's a fair bit of like almost portions. So I'm going to finish a portion here, which will then at least give me the option. I'm giving you guys a bit of a zoom in. Wow, there's a lot going on that little strip of plastic right there. Into there. Wow. This is so extensive all on its own that it makes me wonder as to whether I might be well served for my own sanity to do this in stretches in between other parts, if you follow me. So then, of course, I at least get to see the progress that I'm making in other areas, as well as this yada yada yada. Wow. Not quite yet, but getting there. Sort of. It's not actually a pattern, and it's not very runic, but I'll show you what's happened here anyway. So we've got that on the bottom at that point there. Then we've got these to finish off. Not that it looks bad necessarily, it just looks more like the bottom of a hippie sport shorts than rune patterns. Now, There, there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Once I've gotten about half of this finished, I might have a look, see what else we can paint, just for a change of pace. I don't necessarily want to get 100% fixated on this one sort of thing, you know. Jesus. Oh man, got paint on my brush. Huh. There we go. Now, hey, clean brush. Keep going. Now, I have spotted a couple of things I wouldn't mind getting stuck into once we've gotten a bit more of this done. We'll go there. I might have a bit more pattern going here than I have done earlier. That's good. Yeah, what I'll do, actually won't be able to get the entire hem here finished, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can get this looking a bit better than it has. We'll see. All right, now the next trick's going to be this angle. That's got a bit more sort of got a bit more pattern to it. Yeah. Sorry guys, I was just getting a wee bit absorbed into what I was doing. There's a fair bit to it, in actuality. When I first thought now I've got to tidy that up. When I first thought to do this, I thought it should be not too hard. Oh, hang on. Hey, yo. Yeah, and breathe. Got that right. Once I've done this hemline, I'm going to get on to something else. It's a bit of a patience tester, you know what I mean? Yo. And sometimes the angle just fucks you over. Never mind. Never mind. All right. Now, there's a couple of big tidy-ups required on that, but hey, yo. There we go. For the most part, at least it's got a pattern on it of some sort. All right. Now I'm going to clean this brush. And let's have a look at a few other options, shall we? Just for a change of pace, as I said. And to keep me sane. Because, yeah, those hems are going to be I think the way to approach them will be as we'll do obviously I've got another hem to do. The sleeves won't be so long, but we'll do them as we do other stuff as well, if you know what I'm saying. Now, let's have a look at our options here. Well, there's a pretty straightforward option, in fact. At the back of our shield. Let's actually give me a moment, guys. Just got a bit of organization here. There. Here we go. Now, and that's a bit more of the tunic. So I would suggest we're going to need to get some more dark sea. What's this? This is dark sea grey. Get some more of that. Now, in the meantime, however, other things. The shield can be done. We could give consideration to the arrows, what's more, and the handle, all these sorts of things. So we shall. Alrighty. I'm in favour of starting with this side, in fact, because that's going to just be wood. It's the other side where we're going to put our pattern. Yeah. Now, sprue cutters. Might as well as... actually, no, I don't need to take it off. All right. Now, if that's the... This is the back side of it. Now, something I do need to consider. What would the edge be bound with? Metal or just straight wood? Let's see if they give us a indicator here. By the looks of it, they're suggesting wood. Leather. Okay. Ah, leather bound on the edges. Okay, that makes sense, actually. Yeah. All right. Now, so, alrighty. First protocol, whenever doing one of these for me, is and bam. That's what we're hitting with first. Now, we don't, yeah, this is not a fuss. Do I want to do both sides so I've got the wooden undercoat effect? Yeah, I do. That would be a reason to trim it out, but keep it on the sprue sort of a thing. We can do this. Eins, zwei, drei. Now, that will mean that I can splash that into there when I've got both sides done. And just let it sit there and dry, like that. In fact, tempting. Anyway, now, wood. Now, in about a quarter of an hour, I'm going to have to hit mute. So I have to take a veritable apothecary of pills and potions to facilitate my hip recovery and the removal of the yuckiness of my leg. We'll go with this one. You don't need to be too schmicky with this. Now, we can still get close enough to the. There we go. Trying to decide what pattern I'm ultimately going to put on the shield itself, because there would be one. Some of them are pretty easy. Like you can even just do a quarters sort of a thing, but spirals. Yeah, the list goes on. Birds are a common one, eagles, depending on how you want to draw them. Serpents. I'll have to do a bit of research on what would be a suitable What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, coat of arms, I guess, is the correct one, isn't it? Because that's ultimately what they would have been for a Viking. Oops. And once this is dried, we'll put a grain on it by using the mahogany and just dry brushing it over the top. And thus it will look not so much like a fresh piece of pine, which is not what you would have had, but you would have had grain and all sorts of other shit in it. Alrighty. Now, that's one side almost done. Wow. What I should do is come up with, say, 4 designs for Viking coat of arms, and then I'll, on one of the upcoming streams, I will show them to everyone. Those who are viewing can give their opinions as to which one we should do. I think I might do that. Maybe do an Instagram poll as well. Yes. All right. One side, and this is the backboard. As you know, yeah, this is the backboard. Yep. Well, there are, aren't there? That is the thing right there. Now, what I'd like to do is try and keep it fairly historically accurate, if you follow me, in terms of, look, I don't want to get carried away with my design, but at the same time, there would have been some that would have been very identifiable as Viking shields as opposed to say Saxon ones or whatever else. Anyway, it's just a small amount of research that I will do. Deedly. Now, well, I reckon that we'll get the grain on the wood here today and the leather binding on the outside. So that's not a bad outcome either. Now tomorrow, I'm thinking there's every possibility that we're going to get onto one of the planes. Probably the Mustang. Now the Mustang's at a bit of a tricksy point, which is where the wings go in. I've yet to encounter a P51 kit where getting the wings in with the air filter isn't a bit of a crack. It's not a smoothly goes in thing. There's a bit of shenanigans. And this one is no different. But I want to get that done tomorrow. See what else we can get done on the P51B tomorrow, maybe. There'll be a few things. No, there'll be no aliens or spaceships. Besides, I have no plans on building pyramids. Yeah, yeah, no. Oh, no. Getting a bit of a numb bum going on here. Almost done. Yay. Now, I would suggest that the other side, once I've gotten this one completely done, will be pretty close to dry. Just give me a moment. Just checking something on my phone. I do need to be a little aware of the possibility of receiving a phone call as much as anything else, because the nurses always ring before they come around. And yesterday they were actually really, really early. I got a phone call about 7:30. So I do need to be a little aware. All right. Boom. Now, what I'm going to do now, once I get this into here and clean this brush, is there we go. That's better. Now, next, we shall that's what I was going to do. Give me a moment, guys. Up, reach over. I'm going to hit you on mute. I'm back. That's my medicine's taken. Now, there was something I was going to do. Give me a moment. Do that little colour coding thing. But I do actually think it's kind of handy. There we go. Clean that one. Actually, we're going to use this brush again in a minute. Because what we're going to do is get our mahogany brown. And then what we're going to do What proof indeed, young David. Alrighty, now what I'm going to do here. What's the time? Yep, no worries. Is just get a little bit on the tip of the brush there. Thin it out really heavily. Slowly but surely. Just as long as there's these little inconsistencies in the colour, it creates a bit of a grain look. That's the theory. Because of course, there we go. We'll do the same on this side. That easy. And then we'll get some leather, do the edge. That angle. It's a bit more of a process than you might think, because you don't want to go too heavy with then on a spot, of course, because otherwise it looks like paint. There we go. So you can see we've got a few different, yeah. That's the idea anyway, kids. Next, leather. Actually, you know what we could do? Very quickly and very easily. Boom. And actually, this one would be interesting to find out. Just having a look at the here. Okay, yep. So, what we'll do, we're going to go for some oily steel action. Or maybe gunmetal grey. Let's have a look. That's our gunmetal grey. Yeah, no, a little too dark. We'll go with the oily steel. What we're going to do is this little number here. And I would suggest much the same is also going to, numb bum, yeah, not happy. Happen here. We can probably get quite vigorous with the brush size too, I'd say. No need to be too shy with this. Come on now, what are you doing to me? Don't lie to me. Come on, there we go. Now, do I just want to try out the big one again? Not averse to that idea, you know. Where have I put it? There we go. Delay. Yes, that's a good color for it. This is being the center part of the shield. Oops-a-days. Beautiful. Yeah, that's good. Other side. Now, if I can get all the shield bits done, I'll actually be pretty chipper with the day's work, or the progress rather. Work makes it sound arduous. Which is so not arduous. It's not a chore to paint a figure, you know what I'm saying? Alrighty. Boom. Pretty straightforward. Now, next, we go. I should get my goggles out on this just so as I get the correct. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah. There we go. Beautiful already. And convert where the leather is on the handle here, leather is also the next colour I need to use after. Now, clean the brush. I'm going to go for a smaller one very quickly on the edge of that. Then we're going to get stuck into some leather. Yes, we are. And then yeah, we'll use this one. Goggles would be a good idea here, at least for me anyway. Give me a moment. Now, yes, here we go. Just along there. All right. Hey, oh, it's getting very loose, which is less than ideal. This might be another one that I end up trimming. There you go. Be damned. Alright. Might have drew some painting tidy ups on this in a different way, but never mind. There we go. Leave that there. Now, wash brush. And then leather. Then the shield is almost done. Okay, no, then the shield is just requiring assembly. Oh, no. No, once I get the leather on, the shield is almost done. This requires assembly and the pattern. Now, leather. Now, Do I want to go goggles, or do I feel confident enough? And I reckon I can actually even see that. I reckon I can. If I start going, no, I can't, then I'll get goggles on. There we go. Now, this way perhaps. Speaking for myself, when I paint, I find I would often be, I'm better served going left to right. Now, I'm not sure if that's to do with the fact that I am actually predominantly right-handed. But it's something I've noticed. Now, getting there. A couple of little errors there, but that's okay, because that's on the front where the pattern's going to go anyway. Now, almost got that side done. Then we'll go just right around the edge. And then the other side. All right, there we go. One side. Actually, you know what? Here's a line of thought. I wonder to what extent if I simply this side. To what extent? The other side will just get done anyway. Am I overthinking that? Possibly. Almost there. There we go. Yep. Yeah, if I just do the edge, the upper area seems to sort of happen. Jolly good. Yeah, there we go. There's going to be some tidy ups on the paintwork of this after the fact. I don't care too much about that reality, because that's all very much par for the course. But our shield is coming along. Now, once I've gotten this one done, I am going to wind up the stream. Tomorrow, I reckon, I'll even show you very quickly what we're going to get onto tomorrow. And yeah, that's for tomorrow. Now, there we go. So basically, our shield is now ready for its whatchamacallit, coat of arms. Now, one other thing I need to do for the shield very quickly. All right. The handle. All righty. clean the brush. Then I'll zoom in on what we've done. Then I'll show you what we're going to do tomorrow. Alrighty. Now, what we did today, we got part of the hem done. That's a good start there on. Give me a moment. Being, where to put it? Nice one, Rob. Here it is. We'll go for our. So we got part of the hem done. We got the base of our shield done. I'll zoom in just a little for that. Whoops, a days. Camera decided to go for a walkabout for a moment there. But yeah, that. We got, where is it? Give me a moment. Ah, there we are. That. We got, what else? Oh yeah, the handle there. That. That's less impressive. So hang on. So that's the handle for the shield. So we got the shield pretty much prepped up. That's good. Now tomorrow, what we're going to be working on, zoom out for a moment. Our key objective, here is our P51B fuselage, P51B wings. Our objective is to get them into there. Now, as you can see, it's a very snug fit. And there's a whole stack of trickery to go into that. It needs to be a snug fit for very important reasons. But at the end of the day, yeah, that's our objective for tomorrow. Now, all of that said, I am gonna wind up the stream. Yes, I am. Zooming out. Zoom out. Oh, it's zoomed out. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Any first-time viewers out there, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. Excuse me a moment. Is that a phone call? It is. I need to answer this. I can't wind up, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. See yous. Hello? Hang on a moment. I'm online at the moment. Hang on a moment.